Ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest in the building like we always say it, but this time is really fucking special.
Yeah.
My man just came back to fuck with us today.
Yep. Fresh off tour.
They was sleeping on my name and now they got a problem. And I keep kicking down these doors when they try to lock them. Yeah, and yo, I came, I saw, I conquered. And now I'm living in the shade with a pina colada. They wondering would I get paid, but I'm telling them nada. And all them dragons that I slayed ain't a change in my armor. Yeah, and yo, I waited through the moat. And then I climbed the castle every time they told me no.
Welcome back to a Feel Good motherfucking Friday. I'm feeling good.
I raised my glass for a toast.
I got the turtleneck on today, nigga.
Hey, you heard? Turtleneck gang shit.
Yes, sir. We're upper echelon. I want all the smoke today. All of it.
I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke.
Yeah, I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a good Feel Good Friday. It's your favorite DJ Black and Mouse.
Hey.
And your boy Lil Mac.
And we back at the Keep It 400 where if you got 3, I always got a 1 for you to always keep it up.
4.
You dig? Not today. Like I always tell y'all, we always got a special guest, but today is actually, we shared a common bond, so I'm like, oh, I feel it in my bones before we came on camera.
There we go.
We got somebody who been doing it for 10 plus.
10 plus. 20.
Somebody, oh, excuse me, y'all.
20 plus. Facts.
20 plus. We talking about somebody who got it out the mud, did it the real way, did it the only way you supposed to, not that bullshit way.
Thank you.
Somebody who's on tour right now, fresh off a tour, I should say.
Yeah, fresh off.
Fresh off a tour. Just came in from Denver to come fuck with the guys.
Nebraska.
I
was
Nebraska.
the illest nigga in Nebraska.
The illest nigga in Nebraska. An entrepreneur, a father, a black man.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Santino, Corleon.
I'm trying to
make some noise in this bitch.
I'm still trying to figure out who you talking about. You talking about me?
What I'm saying? My dog.
Thank you.
Brother, we are
Yeah, there you go. I want to pull the mic down.
It's all good. It's all good. Did I leave anything out?
Nah, you did good, man. I was
okay.
like I said, I was trying to figure out who you was talking about.
Brother, first of all, before we get into anything, how you doing today?
I can't complain, man, but who will listen? You know what I'm saying?
Facts, nigga. That's what my mama used to tell me all the time.
Yep.
I used to ask all these other shit like, nobody, you don't really care. Like, you love me, but you probably don't care.
Like, what can I do,
damn,
Mom? I'm 7.
I'm like, yeah, like, my bad, damn. Mac, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good.
You know what I'm saying?
Fresh out the slave.
I see you got another new hat.
I'm about to say,
This
you
nigga
read
be
my
getting
mind.
new hats.
The Cubs, right?
Listen, y'all gotta stop turning him up. He been buying hats now. He think he been turning the fuck up. Y'all got Mac up crazy
That's
right
what's
now.
up.
Listen, so we always started off by asking how you doing, but let me get right into it then. So I want you to tell the people a little bit who you are, what you kind of represent, and then I want to flow.
My name is Santino Corleon. I'm from Cincinnati,
You
Ohio.
dig?
Of course. I've been in this shit for like 20 years. I should say I started in 01. You know what I'm saying? In New York City. But then I came home.
You was battle rapping, right?
I was battle rapping on the corner, but not like battle rapping you know today. We talking 20 years ago. This is basically like who got the hottest verses and how many. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. For sure.
If I got 10 hot verses and you got 8, I won. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So whoever runs
yeah.
out of verses, you know what I mean? And then we were writing those like very broad verses where you could be talking about anybody, you know what I'm saying? So you could just pull it out the clip whenever you needed it, you know what I'm saying? So we was battling on Fulton Street in Brooklyn, 125th Street in Harlem. Like, we was pulling up, like, we'd be on time. We go to Times Square and just be like, yo, who rap? Like, next thing you know, somebody got to walk by us, New York City, you know what I'm saying?
Somebody rap, be like, you heard?
Right.
Word to my mother, you heard?
So I started in that, and I went to Long Island University in Brooklyn for a little bit. And funny story is, like, I used to roll with this mixtape DJ named DJ Bijou. So back in the day before the internet, the record labels would invite the mixtape DJs in for a meeting. And then what they would do was they would, like, so if it's a record that they're about to push, they want to pick a single. They'll get a mixtape DJs, a white label CD with a bunch of records on it. And then these mixtape DJs put the records on their mixtapes. Then the streets will tell you, oh, this record's hot. You know what I'm saying? So then that's how the labels would pick the singles. So I used to go to Def Jam all the time. Like, and I remember the first time I ever went to Def Jam. I'm like naive and young at the time, so I'm thinking it's gonna be a bunch of white dudes in suits. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I walk in this fucking conference room. All I smell is weed. I see fucking Kevin Lyle sitting at the head of the table right here. Jewels is in the corner rolling up a blunt. Jimmy's sitting next to fucking Kevin Lyles. Remy Ma's in this meeting. Hella people, and I just walk in there stunned. I'm like 21 years old, like. What the fuck I just walk into? Like, everybody that I look up to and listen to is in this room right now.
At that time, they was popping.
Listen, Jewels personally hands me a white label CD of Santana's Town before it even drops. You know what I'm saying? So 20 years later, we co-headline a show together in my city. So
we could
crazy.
definitely
we'll get into that. But yeah, so yeah, I just started New York City, came home. I was wilding out too. I was still young, partying, doing drugs and shit. So I came home like I need a break. You know what I'm saying?
You had to get a step back.
Yeah, I had to step back for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I had to step back. So I came back here, and then my local career kind of started with Natty Boy Records and my boy Bino and Rico Champion, and then it just kind of spiraled from there. You know what I'm saying? I met a lot of people early, like K Rally, Crawl, Showtime. I'd be in the studio with them dudes when during their run. So I always tell K Rally, like, bro, I was outside of Exchange when you were filming the That Boy Cold video with Gucci, watching through the curtain.
Damn,
I couldn't even get in. It was like a curtain, but it was like a split in the curtain. I'm watching, like, I'm like, bro, like, that's one of the moments in my life that I'm like, oh, niggas is from the city doing this shit for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got to get on my shit. So I always tell him, like, yo, that inspired me like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that's crazy, bro. So what, let me ask you, from a young age, and you said 20 plus, what kicked in your head that you wanted to kind of pursue this field that you in now? What kind of sparked it off?
When I was 19, so, you know, we had the Source magazine and Vibe magazine back in the day. I remember that. And in the back, it would be like there would be advertisements and shit. And they would advertise like schools, studio schools and shit. But they had a picture, and I was always attracted to studio. I remember being 4 years old and my mom listening to like Prince, and I'm looking at the tape like, how do they get the music on the tape? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or my mom tells stories that I drug pots and pans out onto the porch and used to make them drums. But I'm dragging them to the porch because in my young mind, this is the stage. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I always been attracted to this shit. My parents took me to see Crush Groove when I was 4. Oh, that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So
that was probably
I always wanted to do this shit. Like, but I didn't. When I moved to New York City, I wasn't really rapping. Like, I come from Finneytown, so in my mind, ain't nobody rapping. Ain't nobody. And this is during the gangster rap era. You know what I'm saying? So like, no, I'm not gonna be a rapper. But I'm gonna move to New York City, and I wanted to be in the music business, and that just turned into me hanging with rappers. And then I'm the type of person, like, if I see you doing something, you do a backflip, I'm gonna try this shit too. You know what I'm saying? So just turned into me rapping, and then my boy Life Dutchy, shout out to him. He'd be like, yo, we'd be on the corner or go on Fulton Street, and he'd be rapping in a battle, and then he'd be like, yo, you gotta rap. Like, I'm running out of verses here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, it's on you now,
so
nigga.
Next thing you know, I'm rapping too. You know what I mean? And that just kind of spiraled into what it is now.
Okay.
So what got you touring and shit?
Touring? I've been touring for a long time.
Your first tour?
My first tour, I was touring with Mac Miller, but I was a roadie. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, we met back when he was 18.
R.I.P. the GOAT, man.
R.I.P. the GOAT. Like, a lot of this shit, I credit to him because he was 18, self-diploma, booked him on his first tour. I went on the tour. I had just heard who Mac was 2 weeks before from a homegirl named Leah who sends me a video and his Nikes on my feet. And I remember watching it like, oh, that's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't.
Classic.
I ain't gonna front, though. I wasn't impressed at first. You know what
Really?
I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. His early music, I wasn't impressed by. I'm older at that time. I'm like 28. You know what I'm saying? He's 18. You know what I mean? So
Right,
I didn't really, it didn't resonate with me at first. So I remember it's like, oh, that's cool, whatever. 2 weeks later, my dude hit me up like, hey, Self-Diploma booked him, this Mac Miller dude. I was like, that's crazy. I just heard about dude. Like, they like, yo,
like, damn, like,
yeah, he like, can we roll? I asked if we can roll on the tour. So I asked, they say, yeah. I meet bro in Columbus.
It's crazy.
The first night we met, they like, can you get us bud? I know people in Columbus. Yeah, I can get you bud. Like, you want some girls too? I bet.
Right.
I had them. Everybody pull up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he kind of gravitated towards me, like, you know what I mean? And I don't give a fuck who you are. You know what I mean? And he wasn't popping in. Like, the first show, it was like 60 kids at the show, like literally 60 people. You know what I'm saying? And then, so the tour was Columbus, Covington, Lexington, and Dayton. You know what I'm saying? So we do the first show, and then the next show is in Lexington or is in Covington.
Okay.
We go out or something and we get fucked up. I wind up waking up in the hotel room with all of them. Like the next morning, like how the fuck I get here? Like, but they like cool. And so they like, yo, can you get us some weed? So I have my dude come down, like bring some bud. So.
See what weed does, people. Y'all just you feel me? Can just put you in that right spot at the right time.
It's a crazy story. Look, so at the time, somebody get me with a counterfeit $100 bill, and I got it in my pocket. I go to use it, not knowing it's counterfeit, at this White Castle in front of the hotel. Right. Mm-hmm. My dude coming down with the weed. This is before he gets there.
Yeah.
So they like, yo, this ain't real whoopty whoop. So I'm like, yo, I'm an artist. Like somebody's handing me this shit. Let me go get my people out the hotel. Blah blah blah. I'm not coming back in there. You know what I'm saying? For sure. So I leave and go back into the hotel. My dude comes with the bud, whatever, sell Mac and them weed or whatever. We leaving because the next show is in Dayton. Mm-hmm. So I go outside. The police is out there. So they instantly like I'm trying to get to the car before they, you know what I'm saying? They see me like. They me and my boy up. My boy got bud on him. He don't know what's going on because you know what I'm saying? This happened before he got there. You know what I'm saying? So we out there in cuffs.
Oh, nigga.
Mac and them is walking out the hotel, but what they gonna do? They from Pittsburgh. They can't help us. You know what I'm saying? So they pull off. I don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? We wind up getting out the situation. So I go to Dayton. So the next time Mac see me, he on stage. He turns around and like, oh, my boy. Like, because the last time he saw me, I'm in cuffs. You know what I'm saying? Bro, we were friends ever since. You know what I'm saying? And then like Clockwork was Mac didn't have a DJ. So this tour, Clockwork, winds up DJing all 4 shows. At the end of the tour, Mac goes, hey, you want to be my DJ? Bro, took him all over the world, like from that right there. So cut to maybe 6 months to a year later. He's like touring on the West Coast and shit, blowing up a little more. Clockwork called me. He say, bro, Mac love you, bro. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what you want me to do with that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
He's like, yeah, I'm going to do a backflip on the crib, man.
He's like, nah, bro, they be talking about you. Like, they say they fuck with you. He's like, you need to come out here and fuck with us. I'm like, again, I'm green and young and don't know. I'm like, what you mean? Like, what do I do? Like, He's like, no, just come to one of the shows and fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? So next thing you know, I go to like a show in Indiana, Little 5 Festival or something. Mm-hmm. Wiz is there. It's a green carpet tour. Meet Amber Rose, all type. This one, Wiz was dating Amber. Like, you know what I'm saying? Before they got married. They love me. Like, Mac and them love me. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, every time that we roll on a tour. So next is the Macadelic tour.
Ooh,
so we go. I meet him somewhere. That's when I start fucking with him. Like,
that's
really.
When he was,
And I hate to say it, that's when his music started turning over to drug music. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when I started resonating with it.
That had that lucky ass bitch.
It had lucky ass bitch, bro.
Okay,
for sure. Like, we used to be around.
I'm like, that was my shit.
Hell yeah. So that's when I really started fucking with him. But when we on that tour, we go to one show and the nigga's like, yo, you can just roll with us on the bus to the next date. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I just started rolling on the bus with them niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then like one time, we were on the Blue Slide Park tour. We're in Indianapolis. Or the night before, we in Chicago. Mm-hmm. It was his first time. You can actually look this show up. It's the first time he ever performed live on MTV. And it's at the House of Blues in Chicago. Okay. It's me and him on a tour bus. I don't know how this happened. It's just me and him sitting on a tour bus. He like, what you got going on? Like, I'm like, I got some music and shit. Like, I never talk music with him. Like, you be in them situations. Yeah, sometimes you get in them rooms, you don't want to overstep your hand. Like, I'm kind of here. I'm just happy I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
Trust
me. So
he
asked me. So I seen it like, all right, this is my moment. Like, so I played him some shit on the bus. He played me he showed me the Party on Fifth Ave video before that shit even dropped. Like, so I'm like, oh, bro, fuck with me. I'm like, bro, we got Cincinnati in a few days. Like, you should let me open up for you. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, I'll see what I can do. So the next night is Indianapolis. They called me on the back of the bus, like yo, Elise, who was the tour manager. They like, yo, they want to see you on the back of the bus. I think I did something. Like, oh, they about to kick me out this motherfucker.
Like, damn, like, my time up.
That's when I learned about the business, though. So they called me in the back of the bus. He said, yeah, I called Benji, his manager. He was like, I tried to get you added to that show, but Bogarts wouldn't add you because it's a Live Nation venue and you're not originally on the tour. You know, I'm like, I ain't really even supposed to be riding a bus. Like, I'm not insured on the tour. So if something happened, I could sue. I ain't about to do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
But you could, yeah.
I'm learning all this shit
really-
as I go. You know what I'm saying? Like
Matt kind of hit me with that too.
did he? I'm learning this shit as I go. So he like, yeah, bro. I'll see what I can do. I say, you know what? The fact that you called and even like attempted, I'm cool with that, bro. Just shout me out in front of my city, bro. I'm staying. We at Bogarts. Now I'm like, again, I used to try to make myself a fly on the wall. So I'd be standing out to the side for real. Like, Big Dave is security. It's in the middle of Mac's set. He look at me off stage. He go, come here. I'm like, the fuck? I think I did something again. Like,
not again.
I'm like
goddamn.
shimmying over to the to him on the side of the stage. So I don't want to make myself seen like bro performing and shit. Like,
Right.
he like stand right here. I say, what I do? Like, he say, nah, you one of us now. Like, stand. I said, oh shit. Like, so I'm standing there. Next thing I know, Mac like, want to shout out my boy Santino. I got it on video too on one of my videos. He like, I want to shout out my boy Santino. Like, he's sorry for partying, man. Because
We might have to put that clip on there.
Like, yeah. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, we want to do that.
I'm like, oh, bro, fuck with me. You know what I'm saying?
That's love, bro.
Yeah,
That's love.
Yeah.
That's crazy as fuck. Somebody, nah, I ain't supposed to be on the bus. For
Nah,
real.
I ain't supposed to even be on the bus.
See,
like,
I'm kind of new to the game, but you know, he the 30-year vet.
So look, I used to be the nigga. I used to stand next to Big Dave in security on stage, and Big Dave would be nudging me like, "You see the girl in the blue? You see the girl in the red? You see the girl?" We went in the crowd. Go get them. The fuck. So I go down into the pit, like, you know what I'm saying? Security, I'm like, security, come here. Like, security will come up to me. See these girls pulling over? Like, we pulling bitches over the gate. Like, Mac performing though, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bitches freaking out. Oh my God!
It's
Why are we over here? Why are we here? Chill out, Mac want to meet you. He don't even fucking know. He on stage, like, you know what I'm saying? So then I have to corral them bitches, bring them downstairs or wherever the fucking side dressing room was.
Right.
Mac will come off stage, get his bearings. I'm like, I got some girls next door for you to meet. They want to meet you. Oh, for real? Like, bro was so cool, bro. Like, if you didn't know he was famous, you wouldn't have known he was famous. Like, and even one night in Indianapolis, he taught me like humbleness, and because I'm always thinking like if I was him, I wouldn't do this or I wouldn't do that. So one night we on the one bus partying after the show, so the buses will park in the parking lot, and after everybody leave, we stay in the parking lot until bus call. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So we partying on the bus all night. Like I come off one of the buses, it's two. Like they're high school kids. They're standing out on the bus. It's like 3 a.m. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like. One dude say, my sister on the bus. Oh man, no. I'm like, damn.
What happened on that bus? Yeah, you don't want to know.
Crazy how you bring your little brother to a show and then brought backstage to the bus and you just leave him and his boy out there. Like they like, is Mac on the bus? I'm like, oh shit, he ain't on that bus though. He on his bus.
Yeah.
So I go over to his bus and I'm like, Mac, man, there's some kids outside, some fans. He like, what? This is the night he hit 1 million followers on Twitter, and I'll never forget because I'm sitting next to him on the bus. He on his laptop. He nudged me like he point to his laptop like, look. I was like, what am I looking at? He like, I just hit 1 million followers on Twitter. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. And he dropped the thank you album called Thank You because he had already knew he was about to hit 1 million. It's a Bun B record on that mixtape. He like, he putting together the track list. This is back in the day where you putting together the track list and dropping that shit.
Yep.
He putting it together, sitting right next to me. He like, I got a record with Bun B. I'm like, you ain't put that out yet? He like, nah. I'm like, man, put that out. Like, what are you doing? Like,
Right.
Bun B. He like, yeah, you right. That shit is on Thank You. Swear on my son.
Damn.
Like, go look at that shit. That shit is on Thank You. So that night, that's the same night, I come out the bus. I'm like, yo, it's some fans outside. He like, I was like, they asked if you would come off and take a picture, but I told him I don't. Because I'm not going to tell him yes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because in my head, I ain't coming off the bus if I'm him. Fuck that. Like, but
Yeah,
this is
for
my
sure.
young, dumb mind.
Yeah.
Bro got out the bus, went and took pictures with him. And that just taught me, like, bro, for real, like, humble. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I told him, like, yo, they got one of them sister on the other bus.
Yeah,
He
like,
felt bad.
He
He felt bad. Yeah, he definitely felt bad.
But like,
So
I don't know what's going on.
that
But
told
yeah,
me
you
something,
know.
because if I was in that position, I probably wouldn't have got out the bus on some arrogant
Nah, I
shit.
probably
like,
wouldn't
you know
have
what I'm
either.
saying? Like, nah. Fuck
But
it.
that tells the time of how humble that Mac. So man, for real, rest in peace, Mac.
Yeah,
Miller.
rest in peace, man.
One of the-
He taught me a lot, man.
One of my favorites. So my question is, brother, how you been doing this for a long time? Like how do you maintain that balance you know, being a father, still pursuing your dream. Obviously, you've been living your dreams, but how do you kind of maintain that balance?
I took a 2-year hiatus when my son was born, and it was I want to say it was purposely, but it was kind of accidental. When my now wife got pregnant, I was like, yo, my music career is over, because that's kind of what happens to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I was 34 at the time. I'm 42 now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, fuck.
Nigga, don't look at it at all. Black don't crack.
No,
Black
definitely. It's the weed. So I'm like, I thought the shit was over for real. So I go get a real job for the first time in like 8 years, because I've always been doing this. And I ain't never had a plan B, because fuck that. If you got a plan B, you plan to fail. That's how I've always felt. Like, you know what I'm saying? So she get pregnant. I'm like, fuck, I got to go get a real job, because I don't want that stigma placed on me. I'm already 34 hearing people talk shit like, oh, he 34 trying to rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm actively rapping. I'm actively touring at this point. So it's not like I just started at 30. You know what I mean? I didn't roll out of bed.
You already had your little...
I was already established. You know what I'm saying? So I go get a real job. I'm working in a factory driving a forklift. But I don't go into these factories like, oh, yo, I'm a rapper. I used to be touring.
You just put your head down. You be putting your head down to work.
If a nigga say that to me, I'm be like, what the fuck you doing here with us? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't shit. So one day I walk in, and this tequila got me sweating, y'all. One day I walk in to the job, and this girl's like, hey, come here. The fuck? She like, I know your secret. The fuck you mean you know my secret?
Like, bitch, what?
She say, yo, you're famous. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, yo, we found you on the internet. Like, I don't know how they did. They found my shit
phone
on
numbers.
Yep. No, and then you know how if you run an ad or something, it'll triculate in the area. You know what I'm saying?
It be that shit.
So they find me on the internet, and I'm like, yo, that's the universe telling me to get the fuck out of here. And
No,
then
for real.
At the same time, I'm depressed for real, because I've been doing this forever. So now I'm working, paying bills and shit. I'm a dad. Like, this shit wild to me. Like, I remember telling my wife, like, wait, I got to do this for the next... I'm doing the math. Like, I'm 35. You supposed to retire at 65. Like, I got to do this for 30 years? Like, this is prison. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sure. She like, look, quit. We'll figure it out. Like, all right, bet. But my dude had called me. It's like, there's like a bunch of things that happened at one time. My boy live in Columbus. He called me. He said, what's wrong with you? Fuck you talking about? Like, he like, yo, I can tell something wrong with you.
That's like the same shit. Like, Mac love you. You be like, nigga, what?
Like, he like, yo, you ain't dropped no music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you not you from just your online presence. I'm like, man, I'm paying bills. I'm a dad. Like, I don't know. He like, put some music out. I'm like, man, it ain't that easy. I got a whole album sitting on my computer though, mixed and mastered. I just didn't put it out. And I tell him that, and he like, put that shit out. I'm like, man, that shit costs money. Like, he like, how much it costs? I said, I don't know, like $500 to put out an album if you really want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm on the phone. This motherfucker cash at me the $500 while we on the phone. Like, I'm like, what's this? Like, he like, put that shit out, because you making me depressed.
Damn.
I say, listen.
Yeah, that's a real nigga right there.
We've been friends since we were 9 years old.
That's a real nigga.
So he like, he's a general manager at a restaurant at the time. He like, I need something in my life. I'm bored. Wow. I say, look, you getting into the music business now.
Yeah, like, that was your key, nigga.
Like, I'm not just taking this money from you. Like, one, I'm going to pay you back, but we going to become partners. Like, you've been my boy since I was 9. I trust you. Like, you know what I'm saying? We've been partners ever since. Man. You know what I'm saying? So I set that project to be released March 1st, 2018. I make a phone call. I'm back on tour with Talib Kweli March 24th. You know what I'm saying?
That's the day before my birthday. I'm the 25th.
Two-year hiatus. I drop a project. I make one phone call. I'm back on tour. That's the universe. Like, yo, this is what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to be driving that forklift. Which actually, it happened twice. Somebody recognized me. Like, bro, I know who you are. Like, at another job. Like, I'm like, nah, I gotta stop this. You know what I'm saying? Then I would be telling myself, how the fuck I'm gonna look my son in the face and be like, don't be a quitter if I know I quit. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't do that shit. So I go back on tour with Talib.
How was that?
That shit was a success. I mean, I've always been a fan of Talib. Like, I've always had a relationship with him.
My mom, big fan.
I knew him for years. So I just made a phone call, and due to the relationship, he like, yeah, come on out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was dope. And so now 2019 rolls around, and I'm kind of like at this point where I'm like, all right, what do I do next? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming off a 2-year hiatus. I'm kind of like, I got to get the shit really moving again.
Got to get it pushing.
Yeah, so I dropped 2 little EPs. I did like a show with Riff Raff in Covington. And then I get a phone call from random as fuck. I partied with him in Texas once and lost my phone. Fuck that.
I know that nigga, what's his name? Big Lotion.
Yeah.
Big Lotion, yeah, he on tour with him now. Riff Raff is wild. But I do a show with him or whatever, but then I get a phone call from a guy who's managing me at the time. And he ain't really even managing me at the time. He used to be my manager, but when I went on my hiatus, it's like, what is there to manage? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he called me and he says, Out of Sight, who I was touring with at one point too, is a pop artist who he was Out of Sight's road manager.
Okay.
So he called me. He said, Out of Sight got something for you, but I'm going to let him tell you. I'm like, that's weird, because usually if it was something, he would just tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Out of Sight wants you to come to this show or whatever. Like, all right, cool, I'll go. So 2 weeks later, Out of Sight calls me. He's talking to me, and he's telling me about a record. And I'm like, wait, he wants me to get on a record? Bro, platinum. Like, he got, like, he's a pop artist, too. I'm like, what the fuck he want from me? Like, So they send me this beat, and they trying to give me this premise, like, we just think you'll sound good on it. But in the conversation, they telling me they starting a record label. But that shit shot in one ear and out the other. Because I'm like, what? Like, so then I get off the phone with him, and I called the dude. I don't mess with that guy no more either. But I call him.
We'll leave him unknown.
Yeah, we'll leave him unnamed. I'll call him. He's like, he's hyped. Like, yeah, so blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, I guess they want me to do a record. He like, again, he tells me they starting a record label and they signing you. But I blanked that shit out. It hit me a week later. Literally, I'm like in the crib one day like,
oh, shit,
they really starting a record label and they're signing. So they're starting a commercial placement record label. So for film and TV music, you know what I'm saying? And they want me to be like the rapper of the label. Like, sure enough, that record that I did for them was my first national placement, and it was with Jeopardy on ABC. Like, it was my first real rap check. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga, Jeopardy?
Yep, it was a Jeopardy
How'd that
placement.
come in? Just
from them. Like, so the record was called GOAT, Greatest of All Time. They called me on, so they offered me the deal mid-2019. Lawyers and shit. You look over, it takes some time. I signed late. I signed in December of 19.
Right, okay. So right before COVID.
Right before COVID. So New Year's Eve, phone rings, Out of Sight. Yo, ABC just picked up that record. We only got one record done, like, and it's that record. Like,
yeah.
ABC picked up the record. They didn't tell us what show yet. So me and my boy, who's now my business partner, we on ABC's website looking up shows like, what show could this be?
Right.
It's Jeopardy because they doing the greatest of all time. I don't find this out till later, but they doing the greatest of all time tournament where all of their people that's been on the show are going against each other, and they using that shit as a TV promo. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
First big check ever.
Nigga, what?
I bought a car with that motherfucker.
Nigga. Hey, what up, Keep It 400 fam? It's your favorite DJ Black and Miles. Listen, I got some exciting news to share with you. We are finally opening sponsorship. Do y'all love the authenticity and raw conversations that we having over here at the Keep It 400 podcast? But guess what? We got a sponsorship opportunity available for y'all. We are trying to open that new bridge and that new door of business. You now have a chance to be a part of our wonderful conversation over here at Keep It 400. Whether you're a local gym or you're a brand making waves, we definitely want to collaborate with you and get something going positive. Imagine your brand being featured right in the heart of the episode as is right now, as you watching it. You know what I'm saying? You in the episode with us. Just imagine that your brand being popped up in our episode so we can all grow and align our business values together, whether it's from shout outs, customized segments, to be a brand of the Keep It 400 experience. Please reach out to us. We would love to work. We would love to get open. We are open for business. So if you're ready to reach an audience of value, a genuine connection, please reach out to us. Keep it over. Head over to the keepit400podcast.com/sponsor. Again, keep it 400 podcast/sponsor. Let's make that magic happen together. Again, your favorite DJ. I love y'all. You know, if you got the 3, I always got that one for you to keep it a 4. Yeah, dig.
So back from the commercial
Back
break.
from the commercial
Yeah, I
break,
see I
y'all.
had to come out that hoodie, man. God damn, it's hot.
But nah, I seen that you had some like placements with like the MLB and NFL. How you get that?
My label. So that's what I do. That's where I make the bulk of my money. That shit got me a house. Started with a car.
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Shit got me a house. So my label, so they'll just send me records that say, hey, well, we got a formula at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like I make inspirational music. I call it Rocky music. So it's like Eye of the Tiger, but rap shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so they'll send me the production. Shout out Cook Classics. He's a platinum producer too, and another founder of the label.
Yeah, I see you got a lot of videos.
Yeah.
Him tagged on there.
Yeah. He's the main producer. So he'll send me like production, like we call them skeletons. It's not the beat's not fully done, but he's like, yo, can you come up with something to this? So I'll come up with something to it. Either if I'm in LA, we'll record it there, or if I'm not, I'll record it here and just send it to them. They'll mix, master it, change it around, shoot. Sometimes I'll send them a record. Next thing you know, they send it back and it's a whole different record. Like, you know what I'm saying? So then we'll just stockpile records, and I got an agent and they shop them. You know what I'm saying? And the next thing I know, I get a call like, you about to be on like one of my last big ones was HBO Hard Knocks, and they just told me the day before like, oh hey, you're gonna be on HBO Hard Knocks tomorrow. Like sometimes we don't even know until I get the statement. Like, oh, they was like, you know what I'm saying? Or I'll know it and I can't find it online. Like, or one of my records was being played all baseball season in Dodger Stadium. So my LA friends are hitting me up like, hey, I just heard you in Dodger Stadium. Like,
that's crazy.
Like, I'm like, fuck, I'll get my statement like, yep, that was me in Dodger Stadium.
That nigga checked that paper that came in like, that was me. That was me you heard.
That was definitely
played
me.
at 750.
Yeah. Even the record that we was playing at the jump of this, that's MLB was using that a lot last year too.
Yeah, I seen the Angels or something. Was
No, see, so that's what's the name of the company? Bally Sports. So Bally
Bally
Sports is who picks it up. So they'll play it in every region. You know what I'm saying? So
because Bally, I think they do
the Reds. So it hit the Reds region. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. So look, even that. So what's so funny?
I wanted you to talk about that Bengals shit too.
I was about to get into that. So look, I'm huge on Bengals Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Shout out Bengals Twitter. Shout out Bengals Spaces.
We love y'all for sure.
You know, everybody's like, my music's obviously on TV and on all the sports. Right. So everybody's like, how come the Bengals and the Reds don't be fucking with you? Like, I'm like, it's politics. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of politics that go on here. And I know some people behind closed doors around here saying, don't fuck with bro.
I told you this. Yeah. We might get into that.
We might get into that. So I was like, look, so the Bengals used, shout out to Bengals captain. Bengals captain on Twitter invited me to the Monday night game up against the Rams. So he puts me in like the
I was at that game. That shit was
put
crazy.
me in section like 152 in the second row. So at one point the ESPN camera in front of me. I'm on ESPN. My phone start blowing up. Like, bro, I just see it. I'm talking people in LA texting me because it's a Monday night game. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's everywhere.
Yo, bro, I just see you on fucking TV. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I guess, you know, where you that close, they got photographers all around. So they must have took a picture of me at one point. So then months later, they used that picture on like some entertainment lineup of all fucking things. Like, so they don't realize that the guy they put in the picture is a rapper. You know what I'm saying? So I'm using that to my advantage. Like, oh, watch this. I know they're not going to hit me back from these Twitter interactions unless I go viral. Because shout out the mailman. They got the mailman down there for real.
OG Stank.
Yeah, OG Stank. Matter of fact, I got some plans with bro. Like, he might bring me out of my show. For real shit. I'm about to come on stage. Like,
Okay.
That's the homie. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just make these videos just to kind of, you know, it's just kind of get into the algorithm. And I got a whole lot of fans from that shit. You know what I mean? And then, so I knew they was never really gonna hit me back. And that shit's all planned out. This was at the end of the season. Like, whoever they got halftime, they done booked months in advance. So if anything, hopefully they'll hit me up next season. But it was just a good, fun thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bengals.
It's a possibility, man.
Yeah, they might. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. Shout out Primetime, though. Primetime did play my records during warm-ups the last game of the season because he hit me. Like, I played a couple of your records during warm-ups.
Primetime do the
Primetime's they DJ. He the Bengals
Primetime, he do the FC shit, and I think he's do the red shit, yeah.
Because one time I went to the Reds game, somebody dropped that Drake in there. I was like,
yeah, that was him.
Fuck going on in here?
I ain't gonna lie, fun fact about my nigga Primetime, I remember when I was just still trying to start DJing and shit, I used to be in the club like, nigga, I want to battle you, nigga. Like how you used to be back in the day. I'm like, nigga, like, ain't no way you get all this motion. I'm like, he like, nah, just chill, bro. We can all just, you feel me? I was like, nigga, fuck that.
You was
nigga,
on your shit, though. That's how I said you got to be like that sometimes.
Hey, but Primetime, you always kept it real with me, so I fuck with you, my nigga.
I actually met Primetime for the first time when we performed at BB&T Arena with Prince and Natty opening for Aaron Carter, R.I.P., and fucking Nelly. And that was my first like arena show.
That's a wild little.
It was a wild little
1-2 punch.
Yeah. It was a dope little shit. So yeah, Prime Time was the house DJ that night. So shout out to him.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to Prime, man.
So what's some venues that you don't perform here?
I performed everyone here.
What's your favorite?
Except the new ones. The new ones on my list. Like I don't even know the names of them. The one is,
Brady.
Yeah, that one. The one that's outside, inside. And
the Ovation?
The Ovation. I want to play that one outside at night so fucking bad. With
summertime.
city in the background. Oh my God. Like that's a bucket lister. But
Yeah.
Bogarts, Madison Theater, all the little I started in Tickets, fucking Mad Frog, Dirty Jacks, like you know what I mean? I went through the trenches, bro. Like you know what I mean? So that's why I be telling people like, yo, you see me on these big ass stages, but I used to do them shows where it'd be 2 people in there. Like you know what I'm saying?
For
like
sure.
I've been through all of that shit.
That's
you know what I'm
Mad
saying?
Frog Day.
Mad Hatter, like all of those shits. Top Cats, like I've done them all. Like you know what I'm saying?
So what's your preparation like going on stage? Because I'll tell you mine, but I want to know like how do you prepare to kind of get into that mode of?
You mean like during like right before the show?
Right before you got about 20 minutes like Uzi
smoking
said.
And chilling. Like I might have a shot just because the weed kind of brings me down a little bit, and I don't want to be like too down on stage. So I smoke because of my anxiety. So with all that going on, my anxiety's on 10 anyway. So I'm smoking a lot, but I don't really drink before shows. As you can see, I'm already sweating and shit. But then, like, if I get drunk, I'll be up there slurring and shit, and I already talk funny as it is. So I'm like, nah, I can't be drinking before shows.
You kind of talk like my nigga Jose. You know Jose.
Yeah.
My nigga East Coast, man. Shout out my nigga East Coast, man.
So I just smoke and shit and chill and just kind of, you know what I mean? It's just odd. I know one thing that I do. People like, you ever get nervous? Like, yeah, I'm human. Of course I get nervous.
Hell yeah.
Like, you look out there, you see all them people like, fuck, like, what if it goes to your mind, like, what if I bomb or forget? You know what I'm saying? So I always do this one thing, like, I'll look out into the crowd and then I'll look down and I just tell myself, fuck it. And then I walk forward. Once I take that step forward, it's all gone.
It's
like,
over.
you know what I'm saying? But I have to say, fuck it in my head. Like,
See, I kind of learned that from being on tour with him and being on tour with Too Rich. Shout out to Rich, I always tell him. And my nigga Pink Seafood, shout out to the
Pink
gang.
Seafood, me got motion, boy.
Yeah. So you gonna see us. We got something big coming up. You feel me? When this drop, I'm gonna probably be where it's at. But anyway, I had to learn that too, bro, because you know me as a DJ, I go out there first.
Right.
I'm the first nigga they see, and I'm like, I remember. We did the New York show. So look, I'm a funny story. I don't think I ever told this story, but I was kind of depressed. This was 2019. Was it 2019? No. This was 2021. I'm tripping. 2021. I was kind of going through a depression with my ex and shit, kind of down. I remember this nigga gave me a text like, "Hey nigga, I need you. Are you ready?" And I'm like, Am I ready?
Right, for what?
I was like, ready for what? He talking about
Mac love you.
I was like,
Fuck
my nigga.
you want me to do with that?
I was like, my nigga. I was like, ready for what? He was like, Benji show New York. That's all he said. I remember that was that. He just said Benji show New York. I'm like, what, nigga? What the fuck does this mean? He's like, come to the house, like now, like type shit. So I was like, okay, whatever this means. So I'm driving to the house, whatever. And I don't know Too Rich for a minute and shit like that. So I was like, all right, I'm driving to the house. I get to the house. He like, yes, it's rehearsal night. I'm like, rehearsal
For
like,
what?
Like, nigga, what the fuck
What
are we
were you
doing? He was like, New York. Benji got a show in New York. Like, you DJing. He's like, because Mac was a DJ. He kind of gave me my little footsteps to DJ.
That's what's up.
Even though he ain't teach me shit, he threw me to the wolves. Like I was,
He said that's another story.
this nigga threw me to the wolves. But he was like, nah, like you DJing for Too Rich, and I'm like, where? So I'm like, I ain't never done nothing. Me and Too Rich did fucking Mad Tree. We did Mad Fraud. We did Mock B shit like that. But I'm like, this New York, this Brooklyn.
Right.
So I'm like, oh word. So we in a house.
Shout out Brooklyn too.
I love it.
That's my second home.
I love Brooklyn, man.
Fort Greene.
Williamsburg, we fuck with y'all. So I'm like, I'm sitting there, Fast forward to the story, we get to New York. Nigga, I remember I had the mask on, because, you know, Benji hosted like the alien.
Right.
So I had the mask on. They like 5 minutes, Miles. And I'm like, oh shit, it's kicking in. That's why I was smoking. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was like, it's kicking in.
Butterflies start hitting.
So then I'm like, I walk out the little stage. And first when we got there, mind you, it was a line of people because we was opening for Seafood. It was a line of people. And I'm like, oh shit, like this is real. I get out there, nigga, it's packed.
Packed, nigga.
So
Because you don't see the crowd sometimes
No.
if you in the back the whole time.
No.
Like, sometimes I try to peek, like, what am I going out here
Nah,
into? Like,
this was the fried part. So the green room, it was outside on the whatever, and the green room was actually you had to walk through the crowd to get to the
Right.
stage. So they like 5 minutes, like I'm grabbing my shit. I look out, it's packed. Like I'm saying, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me,
I'm the
guys,
DJ.
excuse me, guys, excuse me. And I remember, nigga, I put the mask on and I'm looking and I'm like, my
well,
face
you got
went.
the mask on. You get to hide behind that motherfucker.
So look, so so this is what happened. So I'm looking, I'm like, I put my shit down, my computer, set it up, da. And like I wasn't really paying attention. And then when I was ready, I looked at everybody and my face was like,
Gotta go now.
this is real. And then
Gotta do it now.
I closed my eyes like you. I was like, fuck it.
Fuck it.
I was like, all right, we good.
Yep.
Took the mask off, nigga. Killed that shit. Ever since then, we been killing shit.
My last show, matter of fact, Freddie Gibbs, I come out, that it hit me like, was it the first big show I'd done in a while? It might have been. And I fucking fucked up. Like, I rapped the second verse to the song because I don't rap with vocals, by the way. No vocals on stage. I don't know about the rest of you artists.
Yeah,
but
for
I don't
sure.
fuck with vocals.
For
But
sure.
so I get on there. I start rapping the second verse first because this particular song, I start the verse the exact same, but the second bar is different.
Yeah.
So I came out and I blanked because I look at the crowd like, oh fuck, like this is happening. So I start rapping. I start rapping the second verse and I'm in my head like, fuck, I done started with the second verse. I had to do it twice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I had to rap the second verse right. Nobody noticed, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
They was just like, they was just still in it. Yeah.
They was in it, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that'd be one of the things you come out stage, you like, oh, you killed it. Like, no, the fuck
Fucking
I did
did
it.
it.
I fucking fucked up. Like,
That's what the whole and like people in the crowd like they don't like you said they don't know. So
don't know.
that'd be another reason why my nervousness be kind of leaving because they don't know what to expect either.
Right.
Like we kind of just like you said we saying
And
fuck.
I
We
had a
saying
band that time too, so like, and we didn't get no sound check neither because
Oh.
apparently the fucking venue at first didn't realize I was bringing a band, and Freddie had to get his sound check in at a certain time, so we just had to set up and go.
Oh.
So that first time I came out was the first time
Yeah,
I
you
was
heard
hearing
everything.
anything, like you know what I'm saying. So I mean, it worked out. Like, and then shout out my boy DJ on the one. He played the guitar for me that show, and he's a DJ, but he's a keyboard fucking master,
Wizard.
like, but he pulled up, like, he's Afro Man's DJ. That's who I was just on tour with, Afro Man, like, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So he's
Okay.
his DJ. So I called him, like, man, you free that day? Like, he was like, I don't know, I might be on the road. Then he calls me like 2 days before, and he's like, I ain't gonna be on the road. I said, just come through. We haven't rehearsed or anything. I've been rehearsing with the band.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The band is a keyboard player, a bass player, and a drummer. So I was like, just come. He pull up to the show. He wound up knowing about everybody in my band. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we good.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you would have never known that he didn't, you know what I'm saying?
when you
Like,
had that already that
Yep.
well-known chemistry, it kind of eased that
that's
too.
it. That's
okay.
it. You know what I'm saying? That was my first time actually performing with a band here, for real.
So what do you like more? You like more performing the music or making the music?
Performing it. That's the best. I just told someone today, that is my favorite part about being an artist is being on stage. That's when I'm the most happiest.
Yeah, it's nothing like it. It's
It
nothing
ain't-
like
it
that
ain't,
feeling.
especially the crowds that we get to do. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? A lot of people, there's a shit we dreamed of. Like, when I'm in the moment,
For sure.
it's like when I play sports. Like, if I'm in the game and in the moment, it doesn't, I'm here. Like, you know what I'm
Nothing
saying?
else-
But
I don't see
when
nothing
you
else from
watch
here
it
now.
on camera, I'm like, damn, that's me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in front of all them people. Like,
Yeah.
damn, like, you know what I'm saying? So I be having an outer body experience for real. Like,
That's exactly how I feel. Like
Hell yeah.
it's nothing like it. Like playing that first, like playing that first record. It's like
Yeah.
it's like opening the gift on Christmas.
hell yeah.
You feel me?
And
like
I've done
that
it so
joy, that
much.
rush.
It's like muscle memory too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even sometime on stage, I can't hear myself, but I know where I'm supposed to be in a song, and I'll be, again, an out of body experience. Like, I'll be rapping, and I'm like, how am I doing this right now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even hear what's going on, but the words are coming out where they're supposed to.
It's clean. Like
Yeah.
nigga, I be in my crib like DJing like it's 100 motherfuckers in there and it's just me.
Oh, that's how I
It's
rehearse,
just-
bro.
You feel me?
All my crowd, like, if you watch my shows, I have certain, like, I picked up little things along the way. Watching Mac I picked up a lot watching Mac. So
Same. Me, I can relate.
a lot of a lot of call and response shit that I do. I practice that in rehearsal, or so it's nobody there. So I'm like hands up like this,
Yeah,
like
nigga,
you know
what?
what I'm saying.
I mean-
But when I get out on stage and I'm doing that shit, I mean, you seen the videos, like you know what I'm saying. So I rehearsed it all, like all of it is planned out, like you know what I'm saying.
I think that's a big thing too, especially like you can do that when you can do that when nobody's looking,
Right.
And you can kind of do that for yourself. So
Right.
when you in the moment, you already
It just
prepared for the
happens.
test.
The muscle memory. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like
Like
sports.
I be screaming, throwing shit like, yeah, nigga, yeah, nigga. Like, yeah, bitch, yeah.
That's one reason I never use a hype man for real, because I started out a hype man for real. Like when I wasn't rapping, I was somebody's hype man.
That's what Benji said the same.
Yep.
Benji was the same.
So I'm like,
way.
you can't hype man a hype man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to use a hype man, but I never really had anybody around me who I knew all my words and could do that for me. Like, but
and that's a number one thing that's very important
Yep, you
because
gotta know the song.
if you might slip, I can back you up. I got your back, and then if we gon' then it might click in head like, okay, now I'm with this word. Da, 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 da,
then I
da.
learned, like, since I don't use vocals, I'll rap the entire verse, but like the last two bars, I'm going to signal to the crowd that the hook's coming. So I don't know, I could pull a rap out of my head, but so if I get to the if it's 12 bars, if I get to the 10th bar in the song, I'm not rapping them just 12 bars. I'm telling the crowd like, y'all ready? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's usually a call and response during the hook. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, that's smart.
and then I find
Real smart.
pockets in the song. So in the All the Smoke song, the pocket in that one is the hook is I want all the smoke. So there's nothing in between all the smoke. So I be like, hands up in the air like this, hands up in the air like this. I want all the smoke. So then they're giving me all this back during the hook, and then like
So is that how you make your music? Is it like more performing music, or is it like
I've
more
been keeping that in mind more lately. I don't know. I guess I've always kept that in mind because when I write the song, I'm already fucking writing the treatment of the video in my head. Like I gotta already see the video in my head. So when I'll just find it in rehearsal. Like I got a song called No Weed Clown, and the whole hook is just a sample. And so I'll do, since it's a weed song, say roll that shit, say it like that shit. Like, so the sample's playing in the song, but I'm getting the crowd fucking with me during the whole hook, and then I go back into the rapping in the verse. So mostly in the hooks, I find pockets to where I can interact with the crowd. I'll rap some of the words in the hook, but the hook's playing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because in the verses, nothing, my ad-libs are playing to kind of keep me in.
Kind of keep you in it, right?
And I use inner ears too, so I can hear.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
sometimes
that changes the game. That changes the
bro.
game,
And I be
nigga.
feeling like I'm a professional.
Yeah.
Like I got my inner ears in, nigga. But yeah, I just find little pockets in the hook to where I can interact with the crowd, and then I'll find a call and response that makes sense with the song. You know what I'm saying? Then certain songs I know are side to side songs. You know what I'm saying? Certain
for
songs
sure.
are just this.
Up
You
and
know what
back,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Like I got a song called Daily Grind where if you go look at any footage of my shows, we have the people drop the house lights and have everybody put their phones out. So I know this is a side to side song. It's like one of them kind of cinematic movie type of songs.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And with the lights and shit, it just looked crazy the last show. Like,
Yeah.
And then I didn't even like you do that, but you like, are these people gonna pull out their phones? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
See me. I'll be like, pull that shit out.
yeah. So I
Like,
shout
let's
out
go.
to Master
I ain't
Fresh
starting this shit.
because
Pull
he'll
that
be
shit out.
out on the DJ on
Shout
the
out
DJ
my
table.
nigga Master Fresh, man. That's
But
my
he'll
dog,
have him
man.
so that happened to show, and I look up, it's fucking lit up.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God, here we go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm about to body this shit.
So
like, you know what I'm saying?
is Master like he's your official
So
DJ? Who's
Master
your-
Fresh, when he was skinny fresh, I met him in Natty Boy Records, and this is like we met R.I.P. Calico. Like I met Calico down there,
Damn.
like Musa, all those cats. And so Master Fresh, I was a party MC. Like I used to be the nigga on the mic. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Slick Rick, because he used to have me in Vito's, and it'd be like, come to Vito's. Like I come, he'd be like handing me the mic. MC nigga, like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
So I'd be killing that shit. So Fresh knew me from that.
Okay.
So I pull up to where Fresh was at a party or whatever, and I feel like it's a hip hop thing to always go say what's up to the DJ. Like,
Always.
wherever you
Always.
at, like
I
any
love that.
party, like
Yeah.
that. So I'll go dab up the DJ. So I would go dab him up. Yo, what up? Ooh, nigga, just hand me the microphone. Like, all right, I guess I'm
That's what
fucking
I'm
MCing.
saying.
You know what I'm saying? So we started doing that in Tickets, which was in Covington at the time. It's not a club anymore, but we had a Saturday night there, and we shut that shit down. Then we wound up doing Wednesday nights at Mad Frog, and that shit used to be off the chain. Like, we used to have that shit packed, like lines wrapped around the corner. Like, so I was emceeing, and I used to be, even then, I'd be in front of these crowds emceeing and thinking, I'm a rapper. Like, these motherfuckers don't even know I rap. Like, I want to do this rapping my music. Like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, shout out to Fresh. So he always been my DJ. Also, Murkout was my DJ too. Murkout go out with me on tour
Murkout,
too.
my dog,
That's my
too,
brother too.
man.
So yeah, Murkout and Fresh, man. Those are my guys.
So, what do you like? All right, so
I feel like you're trying to get messy.
Let's get messy. I don't
This,
give a
this
fuck.
nigga smacked his hands like, so,
Let's do it.
nah, it's just like how do you stay relevant in like the Cincinnati culture? It's like, do you consider yourself like a Cincinnati rapper or like a world rapper?
I
Like,
hate the term local rapper.
Yeah.
I feel like it's derogatory.
I feel like
Fair.
that with the camera and shit.
It can be
like,
used derogatorily. Like, yeah, I'm local because I'm from here, but my shit's all over TV and
Right.
I'm touring, so ain't nothing local
Ain't no
about
lo-
me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
y'all not local as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
nah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so
For
when I
sure.
hear that, I kind of cringe a little bit. Like, fuck you mean
Right,
local? Like,
yeah. So
you
do
better
your,
check
most of
my
your shows
resume.
be out of town, or do it? Is it like split? Half and half?
I have notoriously not done shows here because we can get into some messy shit. I used to do the self-diploma shows and they weren't paying me. They was, sell tickets and we'll put you on a stage. And that makes sense. Like, in the beginning.
Nigga, I remember we used to get
Yeah.
like
In
that
the
too.
beginning, that shit,
I remember
and
that.
they're culture vultures, by the way. And we can get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it, nigga.
So
What the fuck?
they had a lot of us selling tickets to those shows, but wasn't giving us a dime off of them. So we doing your dirty work. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, it makes sense. So they would say it's promo. All right, cool. But after a while, when I'm walking around the streets of Cincinnati and people are stopping me for pictures and autographs and shit, I don't need promo anymore. Now I need to be paid. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And it
Yeah,
got to the point
exactly.
where people thought I was signed to self-diploma. And due to me being a loyal motherfucker, all right, cool. Like, them was the homies at the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't realize I was being used, but also and then you can say used, but we all use each other. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I
It
mean,
could
yeah.
be a negative
Especially in this
thing.
game, yeah.
It could be a negative thing, and it can also be a positive thing, though.
Right.
And
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But if
Exactly.
you strategically put yourself around the right people, it's always a positive thing.
It's always a move. You can always kind of make a move from whatever. Yeah,
Right. And
for
I,
sure.
I was wrong in the beginning because I thought the motherfuckers actually fucked with me and cared. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they had their own agenda. You know what I mean? But
Right.
what I did was I always was ahead of the curve. So I was one of the first to start bringing his own cameraman around. Like, to the point people looking at me crazy. Like, fuck you think you are? You got a
Right.
cameraman? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, nigga. Like, this is
Yeah,
before the boom of all of this shit. Like, I mean, you could go, it's all online.
Right.
Like, you know, I always tell people, like, bro, if you do the homework, it's there.
Yeah.
Like, that's
can
why I don't
see
even talk about it. Like, you could really go back and look. And niggas know anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I always say, they don't point at me fucking woofing about it. And then
Right.
also, too, so at the point where, I start saying, hey, I need a couple dollars because I'm running around selling tickets. Like, that's a lot of work. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm a hustler, so I'm getting after it. Like, I always say this is the pack.
And is
Like,
this
you know what I'm
before
saying?
like the internet?
This
Is like
is-
social media? and all
Social
that?
media is a thing, but it's just Facebook at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Instagram ain't even a thing. Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter and Instagram. That's all. And no, Twitter and Facebook is all we had at the
Okay,
time.
yeah.
So this is 2009 or 10, 11, 12 in that range. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm doing these shows, I'm selling 100 plus tickets. I realized,
Right.
they're using me as an insurance policy. The show, one particular show I opened up for Big Sean, there were supposed to be no locals on that show. They called me 3 days before because the ticket sales were low. Yo, are we gonna put you on the show?
We
Cut.
need you now, nigga.
But now you can't
I
pay
hate
me.
that shit.
You know what I mean? And well,
Now
I'm
you
talking
can't.
like,
You can't give me what the fuck I'm worth.
$100, $200, and now that I know, look, now that I'm doing, and I'm partnered up with the Madison,
Right.
and down there, I know what the numbers are on these shows. You could have gave niggas money.
Yeah.
You could have gave niggas $100, $200 for their troubles. Like, and I'm not talking about just myself. It's a whole lot of artists they did that shit to.
Yeah.
A lot of niggas that it discouraged them out of this shit. That's what bothers me the most because I always advocate for the artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when the kind of hip hop scene dried up at the time, they all moved on to EDM. So you suck the fucking culture dry,
yeah.
and then you move on to something where, you know what I mean? Like, I never have respected that.
Sorry, I was trying
you
to, you know what I'm saying? What's your whole thing of the whole, I'm going to tell you my beef with, I'm not going to say beef with EDM. This is my thing, right? I feel like, and this could be messy too. We might, they might not fuck with me.
This the one.
They really might. I really don't like how they took hip hop and kind of made it like their own little, just a beat. Like, that's cool, like, have your own lane,
Right.
but I feel like they stole that from us because they didn't have something on their own.
And it's safe.
Exactly.
It's a safe bet.
It's a safe bet.
And I also realized I was a token black dude. Because before, them white boys didn't want to put niggas on shows because of what niggas bring.
Right.
But they knew
bring
I'm
the
not
niggas.
bringing that element to this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's safe. He's going to sell 100+ tickets, bring a bunch of people that's not going to start fights, have fun, and party. You know what I'm saying? So,
because once that shit happened, it'd be
right. So then it kind of changed. 2 Chainz dropped a True Religion mixtape. Then all of a sudden they wanted to book hood niggas. You know what I'm saying?
That was one of my favorites.
I
I'm
saw the
popular,
whole-
popping though.
I saw the whole change in all of this. You know what I'm saying? And then one show, Ubon Festival, they want to put. I'm living in New York City back at the time. This is 13. They hit me up to do Ubon. And I'm like, I'm in New York. Like, I'm not selling tickets. I'm not doing none of that. No, we're going to take care of you this time. Whoop. I come all the way back from New York. I show up. There's a main stage on this festival. Then they got this fucking flatbed truck thing that's in the beginning of the tunnel that nobody's going to care about. They like
maybe about 4 or 5 years ago? Or
this is longer than that. This is 13,
This was like
14.
This was like 10 years ago.
This is one of the
Damn,
first
it's
Ubon
been that
festivals.
long?
Yeah. So they like, yo, that's the
Right.
hip hop stage. What? You mean I traveled from New York for you trying to throw me on this flatbed truck like I ain't shit? Like I ain't done these big shows? Like I wasn't doing all the number fest in Athens from 7 to 12 in front of 15 and 20,000 people? Like, I'm dropping pictures from that shit. Motherfuckers thought I was photoshopping myself on stage, like, because they couldn't believe that I was in front of 20,000 people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Had them rocking, too. Like, and
Numbers Fest was crazy. I remember I went
bro.
with my ex at the time. That shit.
Which one were you at?
I'm trying to think. Was Uzi? No, was Uzi there? It was. I want to say it was
21 and the Migos and all of them.
Migos was
I was at that one, but that was
the
the first one I actually went to just to party.
Okay.
was-
And that was one of the first times I did. I did acid before, like in the house, but that was the first time my homie was like, "Here, bro."
Yeah, I did a lot that
And I'm
night.
like, "Nigga, we outside." Like, bro,
I got a story.
Bro, go ahead. Tell
No,
your
I can't tell that story. That one's wild. That was a wild day. That's some rock star shit that
Out
day.
of the couple times I have fucked with acid though, that and like being with her, like she was fucked up, and
Yeah.
I'm fucked up trying to be responsible and be like,
That's kind of how I was there that night, and they had to come get me out of fucking Portalette. Like, I was like sitting in a Portalette, fucked up. Like, motherfuckers
nigga,
couldn't find me.
I lost her in a crowd, and I'm like, oh, where's my girl, bro? Bro, I was fucked up, but that was a good time though.
Yeah, so I was
a
doing
fucking
all
time.
that shit. So I'm like, how y'all gonna? I felt that was disrespectful. Like, and it's to the point like y'all people think I'm signed to y'all, and then this is how you show me love in the end. Like,
Bullshit.
Nah. And then so they like, that's not the rap stage, that's the EDM stage. And then I hear a rapper on stage. He will remain nameless as well. So I'm like, oh, this is extra disrespectful. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was the last time I ever fucked with them. And then for a while, I never spoke out about it because I didn't want them to, oh, he's just jealous. He's old. Because that's what they used to try to say. Oh, he old. Nobody fuck with bro for real. Like, he 30 trying to rap. Like, again, back with that bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And here we are 10 years later, and I'm the one signed, still out here touring.
You feel me? Look in that camera again. Tell him.
No, I'm dead ass. Like, I don't even want to be that guy, but it's like, yo, for real, y'all got to start putting respect on my name because I've been humble for too long, and that shit gets you taken advantage of, and it's got me taken advantage of in the past, even in that situation. You know what I'm saying? I always used to be the nigga like, kumbaya, let's put everybody on. We all gonna do this. And then you realize niggas is scumbags, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, and then I was expecting me of other niggas, like,
A lot of motherfuckers kind of look at that for
you know what I'm
yourself.
saying? So, and I honestly, the reason I'm still be able to stay relevant because the formula has always been me. Like, people are like, oh, like at the time I might be fucking with Sparks and Dan Gotti was doing my videos, and that was the formula. Dan Gotti video, Sparks record, a self-diploma show. I had them all all of them. So
that was the formula.
But
yeah.
what's the main ingredient of the formula? Me.
You the recipe.
So people think, oh, all I got to do is get the Sparks beat the Gotti video and a self-diploma show, and I got the fucking formula. Nah, nigga. I'm the formula, bro. So the results are not going to vary. You know what I'm saying? We could all make the same dish.
Right.
But if you lack the main ingredient in the dish, the results are not going to hit the same.
For sure.
These are the residuals of said results from 20 years of putting in that work. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people used me for that, and I didn't know what I had at the time. You know what I'm saying? And then once I realized my power, then it became fuck you, pay me. You know what I'm saying?
So I didn't mean to step on your toes, Mac. But out of all the tours you've been, what's one of your most memorable moments and maybe your favorite kind of
performing or just on tour? Because like I said, I was a roadie for Mac.
You can kind of give me both if you want.
Roadie for Mac, just all the stuff that I learned and the stuff that I've taken with me to this day, even now that I'm performing and the one performing on tours and how tours work and things like that. I mean, even when I got to the point with Talib, like you get on these tours, you are expected to get to each venue yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? And then most of them, you're not getting paid really for the show. You're making money off merch. So you got to have your merch shit in order. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember going on that Talib tour. I took merch with me, but I undersold myself because I'm like, these motherfuckers don't know who I am. They ain't about to buy shit. Wrong. Wrong. Sold out. I had to get motherfucker to send me shit on the tour.
Wow.
Like, because I fucked up and then take enough.
Yeah.
Now I take enough. And then what crazy thing that happened on this last tour, I'm selling $200, $300 worth of shit before I hit the stage. My wife and them is hitting me back. I'm backstage. They like, yo, we already sold like $200, $300 worth of shit. I'm like, before I even go on stage, like these motherfuckers don't even know who I am, bro. Like, and then once you get off stage, it went crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of niggas don't know that's a cheat code merch.
The cheat code, bro. Listen, that's where I learned. You know where I learned that from? Mac. This motherfucker was averaging 40 grand a night on merch. We ain't talking about what he was making for the show. 40 grand on merch. The kid made $6 million in 1 year, and I was there with him while he did it. And I seen it with my own eyes. So I was just taking little tidbits. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always tell people, I seen the top of the mountain, bro. Like, I know what's up there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what it takes to get up there, too. Like, and then, rest in peace him, because his death taught me this. I stopped chasing fame a long time ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? I used to be chasing fame when back in them self-diploma days. I was chasing fame. Like, then I realized, like,
for real.
Watching him get to where he got and realize he wasn't happy. So, because what we doing all this? Oh, if I get this, then I'm good. If it get to this point, then I'm straight. Like, and watch him get to those points, and he really wasn't good. Like, you'll be in the room with him, you would never know, but you listen to that music, and then you realize what happened. The kid was depressed. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he got everything he wanted and still wasn't happy. That scared the fuck out of me. Like, damn, I'm chasing that. And you mean to tell me I'm not gonna be happy in the end of it? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think the minute I stopped chasing fame and shit, a lot of shit happened for me because I'm 42 years old. I ain't gonna be a Drake. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna blow up globally and have some hit #1 record. But I found a lane and I found a pocket that's making me money. And take care of my family. I built a little nest egg. I'm touring. I have fans. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't complaining about that at all. Like, at 42, I could be driving a forklift, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like,
you being your 9 to 5, just sitting there.
all my friends do that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I watch them.
No,
like,
shout out to 9 to 5.
I had plenty of them, like, growing up, but it just wasn't for me. Like, I knew it. Like, you know, I knew back then, like, I ain't doing, you know how many arguments I got into with my pops? Like, you need to get a job. Like, I got a job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't say that no more, but.
When you on that dream chase, I feel like that's what I was kind of having to argue with my moms the other day. Like, she was like, I'm like, Mom, like, this is what I want to do. Like, I found something. Like, I found my own pocket. I can't rap. I can freestyle a little bit. Mac, he always tell me I'm shitty every time I try to freestyle. I can't do none of that. But like, I know how to control a crowd, and I know how to I know how to make people feel the music that I'm playing. And that's a gift. You can't really teach that. You can, but executing it on a nightly basis or whatever basis can't really do that.
Right.
And I found that pocket where I can kind of strive, and I'm trying to explain. Like, I'm 28.
Right.
So I'm
you got nothing but time.
You
bro.
feel me? And I'm telling my mom's like, no, like
My shit didn't kick off to 28. And I used to tell myself, if I'm not on by 30, I'm done. Everything started happening at 28. I say, God got a sense of humor like a motherfucker.
You do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you done heard me say many a times, I'm done if this ain't work by 30. Like 28, everything started happening.
I'm gonna let you get to
You know
about
what I'm
28,
saying?
29,
Like,
then
and
I might bless
everything
you.
literally started happening. I always tell people too, like, people be scared of 30. My life began at 30.
That's what
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I think this whole social media phase of everybody got to be popping before 25.
Nah, bro.
And if you're not popping, no, like
I'm living proof of that. If that's one thing that I want to get out there is that, like, I mean, of course, I tell motherfuckers all the time, you ain't gonna wake up at 30 and start rapping. That would be stupid.
Yeah, that's
like,
dumb.
But
yeah.
again, I've been doing this since I was 19 years old. I left for New York City 8 days after 9/11. That shit was still smoking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went to school and the subway that I went underneath, you could still smell fucking burnt wiring and all this dead bodies and shit. Like, that matter of fact, I was already going to live there before this happened. I was in New York City a week before 9/11. I came back here September 3rd. My boy calls me September 11th morning. He's like, turn the TV on. I'm like, why are you calling me at 8 a.m.? Like, turn the TV on. Turn it on. I'm thinking this shit a movie or something. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I was just there too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck? He like, yeah, a plane ran into one of the buildings. I'm like, that's crazy. I'll never forget this. He goes, I guess you ain't going to New York now. I say, what the fuck that got to do with me?
That's
Like,
funny, but it ain't funny.
and he's a bum now. So I always say, like, yeah, if he wouldn't have went and his life didn't turn, like, if I listened to that, I'm not sitting here right now doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So I'll never forget that. Like, he's like, I guess you ain't going to New York. Like what? That had nothing to do with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the people that I met, so, like, even the people I'm signed with now, like, I met them in New York fucking 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I feel like certain things happen. It's like a puzzle. You remove one piece of the puzzle, it's not the same picture. You know what I'm saying? So I don't do that. None of this shit is happening. You know what I'm saying? So just have been doing this so long and placing so many seeds throughout this motherfucker, they just sprouted after a while. You know what I'm saying?
See, I just met you, brother, but I feel like we can kind of relate on a lot of shit. And I'm like, I really feel like where you coming from, because I'm like I said, I'm going through that now. But I think the whole biggest thing is the consistency and being persistent into your dream. And you can kind of, when you can finally, what I'm trying to say, where you can finally start feeling your dream in real life.
Yeah. No,
it's
crazy because I remember when the shit started happening, and I'm like, I'd wake up every day. My biggest fear. That's why I fuck with that Kendrick Lamar record, Fear, because he talks about how, like, he say a nigga doing 30 shows a month and I still won't buy me no Lexus, because you get to this point where you're like, this is really happening. Like, I don't want to something. I might wake up tomorrow and then something happen and it's all gone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what?
I used to fear waking up and not knowing how to rap no more. Like,
what?
Like, what if I just wake up one day and not know how to rap no more? Like, I'm fucked. Like, and that was a real fear. So I'm like, it's that trauma that we go through, like, too. You know what I'm saying? And you got to realize, like, yo, this is happening. You put in the work for this. Like, I'm just now getting to the point where I'm enjoying the success. Like, I used to be like, oh, well, that only happened because this and the third. Like, no, it happened because you put the fucking work in, nigga. It's because of you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, start giving yourself credit. Like, I be in the house and hear my fucking records come on the TV randomly sometime. Like, oh, shit.
Right.
Like, I'm on TV? Like, you do a song. I wrote that song a year ago, so that beat is singed into my brain. So as soon as you hear it anywhere, your ears perk up, and I'm like, is my phone playing or something? I'm like, oh no, that shit on TV. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, you gotta be proud of yourself for that. Like, I be having to tell myself that, because I be like trying to sweep my success under the rug sometime because of all the shit that I've been through with motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you human and you get to you a little bit.
I'm gonna let you go, Mac, but I had a dream, and I actually called this nigga maybe like 2 weeks ago, bro. And I remember this. I woke up with my heart pounding out my chest. I had a dream that we was in a fucking airport going overseas, and I forgot my computer at home.
That's a nightmare.
Bro, like I woke up like
That's a
sweating,
nightmare.
like I was like, no, and I checked my phone, I'm like, no.
That's
okay.
your brain not
I was
shutting
like,
off with this shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's how I know what you said
Why I
is
sleep
real.
4 hours a night.
You feel me? Like, nigga, I remember that dream. Like, I remember we was in the line, and I remember like I'm gonna put my bag, like, oh shit, wake up, like, oh fuck, okay.
The first time I really knew this was going somewhere is it was this club called Lunar downtown at the time. And I went through my
Yeah,
whole,
I know. Yeah.
I went through my whole party era, and that's what I was really known for too, being in the city. Like the clubs used to be like calling me, like, "Yo, we'll give you a section in bottles, just come," because I'm bringing 30 people with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was night before Thanksgiving, and that's the night
That's the
everybody go out
biggest
and
bar
party.
night. Yeah.
And mind you, I'm probably 28, 29 at the time. So, and I went to Finneytown, so a lot of people, I party 3, 4, 5 nights a week, but it's strategically. I always say I just capitalize off my party era because I was doing it to set up all of this shit. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be seen. Like, that's why I don't go out now. I don't have to be seen no more. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I was in the party era, and then you start running into people you went to high school with in the line. They don't party any other time but this
That's
night.
right. Exactly.
So I'm seeing people I went to high school with. I'm pulling them out the line. Now they had gave me this card at the time. It was like this VIP, you don't gotta wait in line card. But I never had to use it because the doorman knew me. You know what I'm saying? So it's capacity because they got the line wrapped around the corner. They letting one in, one out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I get to the line as a doorman I don't know. He like, oh, no, we can't let you in. I'm like, oh, nah, bro. As I'm talking to him, this other doorman turns around. He's like, no, you got to let him in. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm inside. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But on the outside, I'm trying to play it cool.
Like,
Like,
stupid ass
yeah,
nigga.
like,
Let me in.
he like, who you with? All of them. It's
Yeah.
like 30 of us. I done took like 30 people out the line. Like, come on, I got y'all type shit. Like, the whole line erupts in anger. What the fuck? Like, because we're all fouling in. They've been standing out there for an hour or
It's
two.
probably
You know
cold.
what I'm
It's
saying?
November.
Yeah, it's November. They mad. And as I'm walking in, I hear one of the dudes go, what the fuck? How you let him in? He like, the doorman go, we had to let him in. He's a recording artist. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like, in my head, like,
Right. Oh, yeah.
this
And
is
I'm
real.
like, nigga, that's me.
This
Yeah.
real. That's me. Like, you know what I'm saying? We had to let him in. I said, oh, no, this shit going somewhere now. Like,
That's beautiful. Go ahead, brother. What you got for me?
So you say you worked with Dan Gotti.
let's get into it.
And-
Fuck him. He's a vulture, too.
Yeah. So what happened to him? Like that's all I want to know. Cause I remember cause I'm a cameraman myself, and I really,
He was like the guy then.
yeah, I felt like he was a culture vulture.
Yeah, he
when
was.
he first came out because everybody was fucking with what's his name?
Trey Deuce.
Trey Deuce.
Trey Deuce.
That was- that's
You know your history.
Bro, I literally seen Trey Deuce at fucking
Yep,
Top
everybody
Golf one
should.
day, and I was like, bro, is that Trey Deuce? I ain't seen him in damn near
Yep.
10 years.
Trey
It
Deuce was
crazy.
the video guy then.
Yeah, I'm like, that's where all the music was coming out, but then all of a sudden,
Me.
here come
So
Dan Gotti. Like,
I met Dan Gotti at I had a mixtape come out called Sorry for Partying. I had met Dan Gotti. It was this dude named Tone from Uzi. Uzi was a group. Not Little Uzi, but
Well, yeah.
it's a band called Uzi back in the day.
Yeah.
And this dude named Tone, I wound up at his crib one day, and Gotti came over for something. I met him as Dan, like his name. Dan. I ain't gonna say his government.
That
name,
nigga said I met him as Dan.
I met him as Dan. So he shows up at a mixtape release party I have at Blackfin. Like that's how long ago this was. For Sorry for Partying. He's like, yo, bro, you could be the one in the city to put the city on. Like, you need videos though. And I'm like, yeah, I already know, but I can't afford them. Like, he like, nah, I shoot videos. I'll do your shit for free. I'm just trying to get my shit out there. All right, let's go. So, I mean, you go look at his page now. Like, again, it's all online. Like, you know what I'm saying? Them videos ain't going nowhere. Go look at the start of his video page is my videos. They're all me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he lived in the frat house at the time at UC, and we basically fucking moved in with the dude. Like, we shoot a video and then drop it on Facebook that fucking day. So I was dropping a video a week pretty much. Like, I was the first nigga in the city doing that.
so is that where he went to school at UC?
UC, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. crazy.
He was and his parents were rich, so he just
I heard that story.
Bro, we'd be in the house and he'd just be ordering equipment, and his mom would call like, "You spent $20,000 on a credit card." And he's like, "Mom, I had to buy a bunch of stuff for the thing." And she'd be like, "Are you hungry? Did you eat anything?" Like, damn, like, what?
I need that card number too, nigga. Can I eat?
racks? Like, you know what I'm saying? So then what happens is he started doing videos for Lantana. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of where me and his split came. You know what I mean? But really, I was getting used to get to Self Diploma. He wanted to shoot videos for Self Diploma. Self Diploma didn't have a videographer at the time. They had a fucking photographer. Shout out Scab B, my boy to this day. Scab B was their photographer. I was the one bringing a video dude at first, and it was Dan. So Self Diploma seen me dropping videos and said, "Oh shit, we need videos too." But Dan's agenda was already to get to them anyway, unbeknownst to me. You know what I'm saying? So once he got to them, he didn't need me anymore. You know what I'm saying? So then that's when the split happened with him.
Yeah, because I feel like Dan Gotti brought that, like, when it came to visuals, he brought that professional look.
Yep, that was all our look. Again, go look at the first videos, and listen, they're all my visions. I've always wrote all of my video treatments. They're all my visions. You know what I'm saying? So then when you take me out of the formula, you go look at the next artist he messed with. All of those videos are just recreations of my videos.
Right.
I was just talking about the one we had up the Sandlot joint where you had the little.
That was all me, bro. That was all
That
me. I
shit
put that
was
all together
tough,
myself.
nigga.
Those kids in the video are people I grew up with, kids. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
that was
I put
tough.
Thank you. I put that all together myself. Like, matter of fact, I just flew back from Coachella the day before I shot that video. I was fucking exhausted. Like, but yeah, it's like, so I was the first one really having a lot of video content online and just dropping it at will. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was using that to my advantage. And coupled with, that's another thing about when you asked about the relevancy, I was going to say later is I came up at the right time. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think there'll ever be another era like the Self-Diploma era. I do give them that. They did provide that for us. But at the same time, if you think about it, though, they've always been telling us what they were.
Right.
Self-diploma. They always been out for themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you take a
It's
step
in
back,
the name.
when you take a step back, you realize, like, oh, okay, like, you know what I mean? But I used it to my advantage because I started to get an online following because of that, coupled with Mac fucking with me. So when Mac was fucking with me, his fans would see me with him, and then they put together that I was from Cincinnati. So, and because they thought I was from Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then the Cincinnati kids that were Mac fans,
Yeah,
he
we're
from Cincinnati too.
Yeah.
They all been my fans ever since. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
dope.
I credit that to Mac. In one of the last conversations, I got to thank him for it. And I didn't know, obviously, he was going to pass, you know, shortly after that. But I'm always grateful that I got to have that one last combo with him. Like,
That's love.
yeah, so that's how for real.
So I know you got a nice show coming up. I know you was talking about earlier about the Jewels. I want to know about the Jewel story.
Yeah, so he hands me Santana's Town on a white label CD. Like, I remember bringing it back here. Like, yo, this about